This is the platform where real people get to share their real C3 experience. What is the one thing they like about the Covenant Christian Center? As a matter of fact, I call it the platform where we get to answer the question, why? Why do people attend Covenant Christian Center? Find out shortly. So, how long have you been attending Covenant Christian Center?
4 years ago.
4 years. 4 years. Now, why Covenant Christian Center?
Because I love the way Pastor teaches the word of faith. And since I've been here, I once said it that my brokenhearted has been healed.
Thank you, Jesus.
And I'm having progress in my life, in the lives of every member of my family, especially my children.
The word is working for you. That's it. So, today's sermon was about finishing 2019 strongly and starting 2020 big. Pastor spoke about a lot of things, and a lot of people, I'm sure there are a lot of things stood out for people, but for you, Ma, specifically, what's the one thing that you would take home and you would act on this week?
We should learn to listen to vivid instruction from God. And when you listen, you take your step immediately. And as you do that, you will see that most of the problems you're thinking about, once you hear the instruction and you take the step of faith, it will be solved.
Amen. And so shall it be for us in Jesus' name. Ma, C3 praise or the worship, which is the best part for you?
Praise and worship.
Yes, which is the best part for you? Is it the praise or the worship?
The worship.
The worship. Okay, so what is your favorite worship song, C3 worship song? Is there anyone in particular?
Well, anyone that make me to dance and to be grateful unto God, that open my heart to all good things that God has been doing in my life.
I can see you are a worshiper, and God will continue to bless you, man. Have a great week.
Well, there are several things I learned from today's message. Pastor started by saying that there is nothing actually difficult for God. It's just that we build strongholds in our minds and classify things as this one being difficult and this one being easy. He said, for example, a headache and a cancer. Healing a headache and healing a cancer. Healing a cancer does not look big to God, exactly. And then headache small, everything is small, everything is easy with God. So that was a very big lesson for me. And then he now said that all we need to do is to pull down those strongholds from our hearts, and we'll discover that things are easy. Wow, so that's a very strong lesson for me today.
Wow, I like
and
that.
Then if you permit me to say something,
yes,
the second one,
yes.
When he explained about the pulling, the removing of shoes that God he told Moses, pull down remove your shoes for where you are standing is a holy ground. And then he told Joshua that wherever the foot of and then he now said that removing of shoes actually means surrendering, you understand, to the leadership of God. And that is very, very key, that if we must win, if we must finish strong, we must learn to surrender to the leadership of God.
How long have you been attending Covenant Christian Center, sir?
I'm just 6 months old in this church. I started attending March this year.
Wow. Okay. Why Covenant Christian Center?
Well, before coming to Covenant Christian Center, I've been following one of the popular program platform. That's how I got to know about this church. And then I was not actually living in Lagos. I was in Kano. So when I relocated to Lagos, luckily I said this is an opportunity for me to start attending Covenant Christian Center. And when I came, first thing that caught my attention was the environment. The environment was something else, and then the press team, they just blow my mind. And then before the man of God now came, the message,
I like
everything.
That.
So everything about this church is just God.
Today's sermon, I think Pastor's emphasis on the fact that, should I say, the church in Nigeria is drawn to destroying enemies. There was something he said that hit my spirit so strong that some of us, if the enemy dies, a lot of destinies also will die. So for me, I took out, there's now it's like a renewed love for enemies, understanding that they are part and parcel of the purpose. if I would get there, they have to be there.
Okay, for me, aside from the place of enemies, basically for me now was the opening up to the Spirit of God. Do you understand? Now, what that does for you is, even as you pray for your enemies, it's important for you to listen for that instruction from God. Okay, my son, my daughter, this is the way I want you to go, aside from the general ways every other person is going. Okay, that it works for A like this does not mean it has to work for me like that. So the place of the Spirit of God is key, very key.
Pastor Adeboye even told the story where he said there was the best camp at that particular point in time in Nigeria. And then the owner of the camp, all right, said he wanted to sell the camp and said, you people, I love you people. You are the best, all right, group that comes to this place. I give you the first option to buy, I think it was 100,000 or something. He said, and they didn't have the money and all of that. They took off their shoes and decided, all right, to go and walk wherever the soles of our foot touch. He has been given. He said, while they were still walking and prophesying, the transaction had been done, and the owner of the land said, will you come? But, all right, they obeyed God from that